All right, Kings of Golf. Yes, we're in the second tournament of this season, so we're in the Pacific Cup tournament. We're having our own internal tournament um, amongst our own players for the bottom 10 will go to Kings of Golf 2, and top 10 in Kings of Golf 2 will move up so that we can get some upward advancement into the clan. Whole goal is to try and get 50 individual players. So um, we've got, so that we can tighten it up and just have a tournament amongst ourselves, just to help each other out and try and move up the deal. As far as the clan goes, we're in 29th in this Expert 2 bracket. The way it normally works for us is when we started this month off, we were in like 87th, 89th. After the first tournament, we popped up into the top 10. And then we don't play a lot. We're not grinders, so we don't play a lot of anything other than tournaments. So we'll drop down. Probably by the end of this week, we'll be somewhere in the mid 30s, somewhere in there. And then when the tournament results come out, we'll be back in the top 10. Whether we get advanced, because the week after the next tournament, that week of grinding, people will knock us out. We're probably about at Expert 2, about where we're going to stay. We may every now and then pop into Expert 3, and then, but we're not really worried about it as long as we're an Expert clan. At Expert, the cool thing about Expert is you get 4 bags. And you do get these extra gems in every chest. So this is a pretty good spot to be in right here. 4 bags. The trophies, getting a couple extra trophies isn't that big of a deal, but the 80% gems and the 4 bags is huge. So being able to go out to those holes and bring 4 bags with you is a big deal. Our Kings of Golf 2 is Rookie 3 right now, and it's going to be Pro 2 after this season. So let's see where we're at as far as the cutoff lines. So in our Kings, the Christmas tournament, looking at the top, we had our top finishers: Eco, my 77 account, Flip, Jason, Jake Easy, Mike D, Eric, in the hole, AAA, Guest, 376, top 10. Got some accounts trying to break into that top 10. Keith Brigsby, 88. Ryan Chastity. Down at the bottom, 41st down, looking like they're going out, and actually it's right about in here. I didn't get my odd account in, so my odd account's going to get relegated. It's my practice account, and it'll get relegated. But if you're down below this line right here, you're at risk of getting sent to Kings of Golf 2 to work your way back up again. So let's see where we're at as far as the Pacific Cup tournament goes. So in our qualifying round, up at the top, our top 10, my 77 account, Flip, Kyle, Jake Easy, Jamie. Jamie's an expert, got a minus 14. That is fantastic, Jamie. In the hole, Dunner, Eco Bird, Eric. And don't worry about Eco. He's got that minus 13 there, but I just shot a minus 27 in the opening round. So I just moved myself around on the scoring there. Hopefully I can pick that up in the weekend. I was so close on so many holes. Let's see where we're at as far as the bottom 10 here. Ryan Chastity, Baby Popo, Don, my odd account, Barry, Brett, Jim, the people right above them. So we're having a little bit of competition down here at the bottom, but not getting my odd account in is the killer. You got to make these. You got to try and make the weekend rounds. So let me point something out to everybody so that you have an understanding of my whole goal is to try and take people. If you take 100 people in a bracket, my whole goal is to try and make it so that you're always in the top 50. And to get you into the top 50 is minimum score. So like when I say like this tournament, the minimum score is minus 24 in most brackets, unless you're playing in a rookie expert or a rookie masters bracket where this minus 24 literally will go down into the 90s. Like everybody in the bracket can shoot the minimum score. In most brackets, if you come in with good tiebreakers, even if you shoot the minus 12, minus 24, minus 24, you're still going to end up top 50. And so to get from top 50 to top 40, you're talking about one shot, minus 25. And depending on your bracket, minus 25 could get you a top 20, but you're looking at top 40. Just picking up a couple shots, minus 26, probably is going to move you towards the top 25. And the difference between the top 25 and the person that comes in first is going to be minus 30 plus. And so this is setting yourself up. This person right here who gets the minus 30 plus set themselves up on every drive. This minus 24 was where they started. And they set themselves up on every single hole to pick one up. So that means they had 18 opportunities to pick one up, and they picked up 33% or 1/3 of those shots because they put themselves in the right spot. And sometimes the difference between first and fourth is one more shot. Minus 31 wins, minus 30 gets you fourth. It's very, very tight when you get up here to the top. So that you can put it in perspective to know how good you are when you just make the weekend round. You take 200 people, and you take 200 people. And out of this 200, they pull out 100. And out of this 200, they pull out 100. These are the ones that, this is the qualifying round, and this is the opening round. So this is the OP, and this is the QF. Okay? And out of these 100, these two groups, they pull out the 100 for the weekend round. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 700 people. 700 people to make up a bracket. Okay, 700 players. So if you make the weekend round, you're in the top in the game. You're in the top, just for easy math, what, 15% of the players in the game, just by making a weekend round. So pat yourself on the back if you make the weekend round. Once you start making the weekend round every time, you're in the top 15% of the players that are in the game. 10% would be 70, and half of that's 35, so that's 105. So pretty close. Let's not make me do fractional math here. So if you're in the weekend round, you're in the top 15% of players in the game. So if you're in the top 70, you're in the top 10%. If you're in the top 35, you're in the top 5% of the players in the game. Okay, if you're in the top 7, top 1.5, or let's say top 10, you're in the top 1.5% of the people that play in this game. So if you're a constant top 10 player, to get into the top 10 means that you're in the top 1% of the players in the game day in and day out. So trying to get into that top 1%, like when people go, who's the best player in the game? There's no such thing as a best player in any game. The whole goal is to always try and be in the top 1%. Because that means that every single time you go out there, you have a shot at a win. So this is the goal. But if you're making the weekend round and you're not getting the results that you look at, step back a little bit to see what you've really done. Because what you've really done is you've put yourself in the top 15% of players in the game. Or, if you're playing a rookie, you're one of the top 15%. I mean, that's an awesome achievement. So pat yourself on the back. That is awesome. So don't get in the weekend round and not get the results that you're thinking about and think that, you're not doing good. You did good just making it to the weekend round. And as we start to move up the scale, we start to get into that top 35 every week, week in and week out. You're one of the top 5% of players that's in the game. So everybody's doing, like, looking at our minimum scores here. The top 29 people in our clan shot the minimum score or better. And this is the goal. Because by doing that minimum score, you're setting yourself up. And what you'll see is that you'll get to the point where you can shoot the minimum score with your eyes closed. And then all of a sudden, you'll start to pick some of those shots up. And you'll go from this minus 12 to the minus 13. From the minus 13 to the minus 14. So pat yourself on the back if you're shooting that minimum score and you're maintaining that, because that puts you in that top 15% of players in the game. And what you're going to see in the weekend round is you're going to be in the top 10%, top 7.5% of the players that are in the game. So that is a huge, huge accomplishment. Now let's see what everybody shot here in their opening rounds. Let's see if I sat there for too long and it timed out. It probably timed out. All right. Make me have to go through the whole screen again. Jason's still playing. Jamie hasn't played yet. I played mine and got a 27. Not the score I was looking for, but 24. Minimum score right there. Great. 2-putt punt. 2-putt dump. What am I thinking? I got to get my mouth to work. Green cheese, minus 25. Awesome round. Deed S, minus 26. Nice round. Minus 26. Nice round. Flip. Kyle, he blew it out of the park yesterday on the front. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the front. 27. Eco has yet to play. Brigsby. Denner. Who? Minus 24. So I'm talking about if you can shoot that minimum score, that may not have been the score you were looking for because the minimum score sets you up in a position to make all these extra shots. And it may not be the score that you're looking for, but it's where it all starts. It all starts with the minimum score. I see a lot of people go, man, I'm not up at the top. If you're in 40th place, you're not going to go from 40th to a win. You're going to go from 40th to the top 20. And then you can start trying to work on your game to try and get that win. But shooting that minimum score is super important. Baby Popo. What happened there? Minus 18. Triple A. Minus 23. Good round. Eric. Minus 25. Good round. Terry. Minus 23. Where are we having the problem with the AAA and the, let's see which holes are the problem holes. Hole number 2 here was a problem. And hole number 2 can eat your lunch if you don't get that just right on that drive. I would say more than likely what happened on hole number 2 here was the drive shot was the problem. Let's see on AAA what was the problem there. Hole number 2 once again on the backside, and it's probably the drive. It's super important to bring out a real accurate club. And don't try and get greedy on that drive shot. Bring out a 3 power ball, a Kingmaker if you have it because it's got extra side spin. And it only takes about 3 topspin to get into the right spot up there. So you don't have to, if you've got a upper developed club and you've got more than, if you got an upper developed quarterback and it's got more than 3 topspin, you don't need any more than 3. Guessed I already got. Where was I at? Golf Clashers finished. Minus 20. What'd Golf Clasher do? Hole number 2. That's an eat your lunch hole if you don't get that drive right. And hole number 9. Hole number 9 is the same thing. You got to get in the right spot down there. You can help yourself out on hole number 9. If you're having any problems at all on hole number 9, hit that first shot down in the hole. It's a 1 shot at a time. You've got to get the drive right. But if you're having problems on the second shot, bring a big dog. A big dog, you can do a lot of stuff. You can do the rough bump. You can bounce over. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It just doesn't have ball guide. And hole number 2, once again, that's probably a drive. The drive got messed up. And picking up those eagles on hole number 9. Top Cat. Minus 22. Where do we have hole number 2 again? I'll bet you on all these hole number 2s, it's the drive shot ending up in the rough and not giving them that second shot. And hole number 9 and hole number 6, all the par 5s. Keith, minus 26, minus 30 for 88. That is Kyle's practice account. That's an awesome round right there, Kyle. Awesome round. And Albie on hole number 9. That Albie is huge as far as tiebreakers. Galvanize. Minus 23. Where we have a problem here? Hole number 2. I'm seeing a consistent thing here. Everybody that's having problems is having problems on hole number 2. Watch that drive. I'll bet you money. In almost every one of these cases, it's the drive shot that's been causing the problems. And QB all the way. Beanie. Minus 23. Where was the problem? Hole number 2. Hole number 2. The beginning 2. Where do we have our problems here? Hole number 9. Hole number 9 was the problem there. Hole number 7, dropping hole number 7 was not favorable, but the 2 shots missed on hole number 9 would have picked them up back to the minimum score. Got to get those eagles on all of the par 5s. where are we at here? That's who's finished so far, and in the Kings of Golf. So we do have. It looks like there are some people down at the bottom. If you're down at the bottom of that bracket, you can go to the Facebook page, and if you're at the bottom of that bracket, keep track of where you need to be, so you can pick it up. All right, let's switch to the Kings of Golf 2 and see what they're doing. All right, we're in the Kings of Golf 2. Let's see where we're at here. So we are in the promotion zone to get promoted to Pro 2. And the deal here is that we're not a grinding clan. All of these points are from tournaments. So if you are the president of another clan or in another clan and you're trying to get your way up, the whole goal is to quit trying to get people to grind it out and start looking for people who play in tournaments. The fun of this game is to play in tournaments and not have to worry about grinding it out. And just by playing in tournaments, you can, especially when you're a lower level clan trying to get up into pro and expert, just playing tournaments is what's going to get you up there. That's where you're going to score the majority of your points. And the grinding points can come and go, but the tournament points are where it's at. So let's see, as far as members go, who's finished up here. Now let's look at the chart here, because here's the deal. If you're in Kings of Golf, the players that are in Kings of Golf 2 are trying to, the top 10 are trying to get up there. So Curtis, Jaker, Lynx, Another Dunner, Guest 348, my practice account. And I'll keep my practice account in Kings of Golf 2. Hazy Guy, UK Remy. I think I got it right there, UK. Ball Boy. Rick S 311. T Gibson. If I don't move my 99 count up, T Gibson might eke in there. So looking at the top 10 that's in it, trying to get promoted up. So if we go to Kings of the, we got Guest 348 up at the top. Jaker, Lynx, Member, Another Dunner, Ball Boy, Hitman Can, Curtis, my 99 account, Big Al. So we've got a few changes here. Let's see if people can move, see if any of those can move up. We'll have to wait until we see how the opening round goes to see where people are at. But for those of you that are in the Kings of Golf in the main account, main clan, you got to understand that there are some people down here that want to get up. And we definitely want to have 50 individual players in the main clan. So playing in the tournament and keeping your scores up, shooting that minimum score is what's going to keep you from that cutoff line. So let's see how the people are doing so far in their opening rounds. See who's finished. Lynx has finished. What'd you get? Minus 27. Fantastic score, Lynx. Hitman Can. Minus 20. Where do we have problems? Hole number 6, that par 5. That was a 2-shot swing right there. And hole number 9, both times through. There's four shots right there. That's the minimum score. Just those 2 holes. Hole number 9, I would assume that this is probably a problem with the drive. QB. Let's look at hole number 2 here real quick. Hole number 2, this is the hole right here. Or excuse me, hole number 9. Any problems whatsoever on this hole? This is how I play this hole in one-on-one. QB, Marlin, Big Dog. 3 rings off the transitional surface. And I'm playing with a QB7, so it doesn't have as much sides or curl. 3 rings off the transitional surface. Max curl. Trying to bring it down to this hole, max topspin. It only has 3 topspin on a QB7. So if you're using a higher developed QB, it only takes about 3 topspin. And it'll put you out into this area. And if you got a big dog, you can bounce off of this and get up on the green and get your eagle and move on. Don't press the issue. It's the one shot at a time. This is the important shot to set yourself up down here. And with a big dog, you can bounce over from here. If you get way down in there, you could start off on the other side, or you could do a rough bump because it's got tons of ball guide. So you can do any of the 3 shots that you need to do down here that you could do to get on with a big dog. So if you're having any problems, if the problem is with the second shot, bring a big dog. It's not the most ball guide-ish club in the bag, but it can get this shot done. If you're having problems with the first shot, it's 3 rings off of this transitional surface at max club with a Marlin and max curl, max side spin, and it'll bring you right into the spot. Adjust the wind out. It's a 100% accurate club. If you're trying to go over to here and you're getting caught up in this rough, I'm not a fan of this because you can get caught up right here and end up blowing your chance for a second shot. I am a fan of getting down into this hole. But I am seeing that hole number 9 is causing a lot of people a lot of problems. Clever. Minus 22. Hole number 9. Hole number 2. Those 2 par 5s. And both of those, and I will bet money that hole number 2 was a drive problem. Missed the drive up there because you get caught up at the top on the drive. Once again, it's a QB. 3 topspin. Bring a Kingmaker if you have them. If you don't, you can use a Titan. The only reason you bring a Kingmaker is it'll set you up a little better for the second shot. Marine Boy just popped on. Minus 17. Where do we have problems here? We got some work to do. Just to try and, at this point, hey, if you come in and you're at this point right here, don't sweat it. The whole goal is, don't think about what it's going to take to get up to the top of the bracket. Think about what it's going to take to get into the bracket. And what it takes to get into a weekend bracket is minimum score. So minus 24. That's all it takes. And the difference between minus 17 and minus 24 is just a little bit of ball setup. And you'd be amazed at how many strokes you'll pick up. Where it becomes where you really have to start getting really good is when you're trying to break into that top 20 and you're trying to take this 24 to a 26 or a 28 and starting to pick some of those shots up. But to get to the minimum score is not hard. So to take somebody from minus 17 to minus 24 is all about shot setup and picking the right clubs. Try not to get greedy. Guessed 348 minus 24. Nice round. RS19 minus 18. Once again, trying to get somebody from minus 18 to the minus 24 is not a big jump. It's all about ball and club setup. You can watch my 99 account. I did the opening round and I've shot all these holes with a Marlin. If you've got some bigger balls, it will help. But you can get this done with a Marlin and low level clubs. Another Dunner, minus 27. Nice round. KW 459, minus 15. The 3 that we've seen here that were way below the minimum score, that minimum score is totally achievable. You can shoot a minus 15 and then you can turn around and shoot that minimum score of minus 24 with your eyes closed. It's all about setting yourself up for success. Scott, minus 25. Nice round, Scott. UK Remy, minus 22. Where do we have a problem, UK? Hole number 5. What's hole number 5? That's a par. Is that a par 3? And that middle par 3 can be dangerous, especially depending on how you're doing the shot. If you're doing that rough bump, I was watching Hammer and Hank from on the screws yesterday, and he's doing a rough bump on that shot on that hole, and I am not into that rough bump at all. That's one of those rough bumps where you take out the wind and then you push it forward one whole ring, and I'm not. There are some holes that they have that type of shot, and I know that they have that type of shot, but I go a different way because I don't want to have to do that. What other hole? Hole number 9. Missed one on hole number 9 and hole number 5. Those were the 2 that killed the round. Hole number 9, I'm seeing that people that are having problems, hole number 9 is causing lots of problems. 99 on my 99 account, minus 28, and this is with T4 clubs. So if I can do it with T4 clubs, it can be done with any better clubs. Ball Boy, minus 25. I think Scooby's playing Ball Boy this week. Minus 22. Where do we have a problem here? Plus 1 on hole number 7. That's a par 4. That was either a disconnect or a big problem because your opponent, that had to be a forfeit or a disconnect. And that's a 2-shot swing right there, plus the drop on hole number 17 on that par 3. Who else has finished here? 66, minus 22. Good round. Picked one up on hole number 10. Hole number 9. Seeing that hole number 9 and hole number 6. The eagle on hole number 2. Those par 5s. I'm seeing a lot of people that have missed shots on those par 5s, and those par 5s, you can go out there with low-level stuff. You just have to set the ball up right. -20. Anik soon. Where'd we go wrong here? Hole number 4, hole number 5. What's hole number 5? That's a par 3. Yeah, that middle par 3 can eat your lunch depending on how you're setting it up. Hole number 9 again. Hole number 7, par 4. And the thing about that par 4 is that if you don't have big recovery clubs that can Nirvana or a Spitfire, and you end up in the sand or the rough up by the shoe, you could be in big trouble. Mike, -26, nice round. -25, nice round. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's in the Chinese script. -22, where'd we have issues? Hole number 4 was a drop. Hole number 9. Hole number 6. These par 5s, I'm seeing a lot of the par 5s that are killing people's rounds. Just those two, regardless of the 0 on hole number 13. Hole number 6 and hole number 9, those two drop shots right there were killer. Dazzler. -22. Where do we have a problem? Hole number 4. Hole number 9. Hole number 6. Just those two par 5s. All right. So that's where we're at as far as the clans. We've got some people in the Kingz of Golf 2 that are working their way up. And for those of you that are in Kingz of Golf, if you think that these people that are in Kingz of Golf 2 do not want your spot, you got another thing coming. And when they get up into the Kingz of Golf, when these people get promoted this month at the end of this season, the competition in the Kingz of Golf is going to get even tighter. So pick your game up a little bit. And good luck to everybody coming into the weekend round. I'll come back when we finish up this opening round tonight, going into the weekend round, I'll come in and take a look at everybody so we can kind of see who's on the cut line and who's on the promotion line. All right, thanks for watching.